All right. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is where I solve everyday mathematics. In our previous video, we dealt with two examples on direct integration. Today, we are going to solve one more and then delve into integration by substitution. If you're a first timer on my channel, do well to subscribe. If you're a regular, you are welcome. Without saying much thing, let's go into the video. All right. Like I said, we're going to solve one more problem on direct integration. Before we go into that, I would like to introduce these two terms. If you have these terms and you want to integrate them, if you come across these terms and you are asked to integrate them, let's say we have y and you are asked to integrate y with respect to x, where y is exponential ax, exponent of ax. If you integrate the exponent of ax with respect to x, you would have exponent of ax all over a. So for example, the a here is constant. So for example, if you have exponent 2x and you are asked to integrate it with respect to x, it is simply exponential of 2x over 2 plus constant of integration. Secondly, if you have tan ax, where a is a constant, let me use b to avoid confusion. Let's say tan bx. If you are asked to integrate tan bx, you simply have sec bx over b. All right. So today we are going to solve a very simple example. Okay, sorry, I need to correct something here. If you integrate tan bx, you're going to have 1 over b ln sec ln of sec bx. Yeah, But then if you integrate tan x, you will just have sec x. So take note of that. All right, so now we are going to integrate this simple problem. Remember, in our previous video, we stopped at example 4, I mean. So we're going to continue with example 4. So we're asked to solve, if we're asked to solve the integral of exponent 3x plus tan x. We cover this in a bracket, dx. Solution. Solution. If we solve, if we integrate we're going to have exponential of 3x over 3 plus sec x plus c, the constant of integration. Okay, this is it. If you have any question on that direct integration that you're finding difficult, you're having challenge solving, bring it on. Let's solve it together. All right. So with that being said, let's go to integration by substitution method. Integration by substitution. Integration by substitution. All right, so now here we have we're going to go straight and solve an example. If you are asked to solve, if you are asked to integrate something like this, the integral of 2x plus 3 to the power 2 dx. This is example 1. What you would simply do is say solution. Solution. You say let what we have in the bracket be u. So you have 2x plus 3. And then you are going to differentiate it. You are going to differentiate it. You have du dx equal to, if you differentiate 2x, you will have 2. I will still make a separate video on differentiation. But if you differentiate 2x, you have what? 2. In differentiation, we apply this formula. If ax is what, ax to the power n is what you're asked to differentiate, d dx, differentiating this with respect to x, you would have n ax to the power n minus 1. So we're going to subtract, we're going to multiply this by 1, we'll have 2, and then we'll subtract 1 from here, we'll have 0. So 2x to the power 0 will still give you 2. If you differentiate a constant, you have 0 because this is x to the power 0. If you use 0 to multiply this, everything turns to 0. So we have 2. So this implies that this simply implies that du is equal to 2 dx. Therefore, we make du subject, we make the x subject of formula. We have that dx is equal to du over 2. So we come back to this integral. We come back to our integral and then substitute. Remember, our u is what is in the bracket. So we're going to have integral of u squared du over 2. So this will be 1 over 2 the integral of u squared du. So if we integrate this, we're going to have 1 over 2 u to the power 3 over 3 plus c. Then 2 times 3 will give you 6. So we'll have 1 over 6 u to the power 3 plus c. So now we're going to bring back our u. Our u is 2x plus 3, then to the power 3, then plus c is the constant of integration. With that, we are done solving this problem. We're going to solve one more, and then we call it a day. All right, so example 2. If you are given the integral, your ability to identify the method to use to solve a particular problem is very important so that you don't waste your time when you are solving any integral problem. Now, if you are given x to the bracket of, let's say, 2x squared, 2x squared minus 1 dx, you would see why substitution method is suitable for solving this problem. So we say solution. We have that the integral of x, 2x squared minus 1 dx is equal to this. We're going to substitute. Let's make our substitution first. So here we say let u be equal to 2x squared, 2x squared minus 1. So we differentiate the expression with respect to x. We have 4x. I believe you now know how to differentiate. If you differentiate minus 1, that will give you 0. So let's make the x the subject of the formula. So the x will be equal to 1 over 4x du. So we come back to this, our integral. We have that the integral of x, 1 over 4x u. What we have in the bracket is u. Sorry, I forgot to put 3 here. There should be 3 here. If not, you would have applied direct integration. All right, so now we have 3 here. Okay, then remember I've brought in 1 over 4. Then what is left is du. So x, you see, this x here, the x, we take away this x. That's the ideology, because we want to remove everything that concerns x before we can integrate. So everything will be in terms of u. That is the substitution we are talking about. So we now have 1 over 4 outside. Is a constant. We can throw it outside the integral sign. And then we have u to the power 3 du. By the time you start integrating with respect to u, you can now drop the integral sign. So how 1 all over 4 we integrate we have 4 over 4. My bracket is too short. Let me use curly bracket instead. Okay. Then plus c. So we can now go ahead and substitute. Can now go ahead and substitute back what our u is. We substitute back our u. We now have that this is equal to 1 over 16. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 over 16 curly bracket 2 x to the power 2 minus 1 to the power 3. Sorry, 4. 4 to the power 4. Close your curly bracket plus c. All right, with that being said, we are done with this problem. If you have any problem in this line of action, if you have any problem that it can be solved with substitution method, but you cannot solve it, you bring it on, we solve it together. We can hold an online meeting where I can show you how you can solve that problem. Thank you very much for joining me. Do well to subscribe, share the link to your friends. If you know anybody who is preparing for JAMB, who is preparing for secondary school examination, school certificate examination, do well to share the link to the person. The person might learn 1 or 2 from these videos. See you in my next videos. Bye-bye.